Hey, Dave. I guess we'll start off with what was the message to the guys in there, and what's the shock factor for you guys?
Shock factor very high. Disappointment very high. It's crushing. Each guy gave everything they had all year long, and a tremendous season. And the great thing about baseball is the unpredictability, and the tough thing about it is the same thing. Things could have gone either way today to impact the result of the game. It didn't, and we got beat in a series. So nothing I can say is going to make it feel any better. And obviously, we didn't expect to be in this position.
Just to kind of go through the seventh inning, first when Canley's struggling and you go to Yancey, was Evan available there? Were you guys trying to save him for later in the game? Kind of what?
Yeah, in the seventh inning, he was going to finish the game for us. Martin came in and in the sixth inning and got through that. And so at that point in time, where they were at in the order, we felt that Yancey was the right guy there, and having more right-handers than left-handers, and having Phillips at the back end to finish the game with potentially left-hand, right-handers, we felt good about that. And he gave up a ground ball that got by Max, and then a base hit to Soto, and a punch and a pop-up. So I feel good about Yancey. And then again, the ground ball, Muncy could have fielded. It could have been a double play. It wasn't to be. And that's baseball.
And then what happened with the pitching change between him and Alex?
So he was supposed to throw over to get, at that point in time, I just felt that, Alex was there to get the left-hander. And we missed a throw over to buy a little bit of time. And so Alex inherited a 1-0 count. And I still like the matchup right there. And Cronenworth put a good swing on a 2-2 pitch.
He wasn't up when Machado was at the plate, and Cronenworth was two batters later. Did he not get up? Did he not?
No, he was ready. I just wanted to buy a little bit more time, and that was kind of the thought. And so I'm not going to put a pitcher in there who doesn't say that I'm ready to go. And so I was hoping that it would be he was ready. I just hoping it was going to be 0-0, just to make sure we felt good about it. But coming into the game, the stuff was as good as it's been, and he got ahead in the count, or 2-2, and again, Jake made a good swing on a 2-2 slider.
How did the throw over sign get missed?
It was just kind of all that stuff going on. I don't know how it got lost in translation, but
is that something you call for, like you signal in there?
Well, we have signs to take them in. So again, whether it was 0-0, it was 1-0, which it was. I still liked Alex there to get the out, to keep it at 3-3.
How fast did that inning just kind of change? And, especially when you go in up 3 and then you get guys on base, like just kind of as you're going through that inning, just what did it feel like in the moment, and kind of how hard was it to respond after, you go behind in that kind of fashion?
Well, to start the inning, I don't expect to have Yancey taking down the fourth hitter of the inning. But there was a walk in there. There was a single in there, and then there was another kind of a block single, that C&I single off the glove of Freddie. And so at that point in time, we had to get somebody to get the right-hander, and the chance for a punch-out right there to get an out, where Tommy is been more effective versus left-handed hitters. But looking at who that part of the lineup was coming up, Yancey was the guy right there.
And then, not to kind of stay on the pitching stuff for too long, but did any consideration of letting Anderson get the 6?
There was some thought, but I thought, where he was at with his pitch count, who was coming up, I just felt that we had enough arms to get through that. And with a 2-0 lead, Soto, Machado coming up again, I just felt that he's going to be in the 90s at that point in time. I felt that we had enough coverage.
Well, when you say you save Phillips for the night, is that a decision you make kind of going into the game? Is that one you make kind of during the game when you see how it's playing out?
I think it's more of considering where we were at in the game and who was coming up, we felt good with the hitters coming up that Yancey could take those guys down.
How much did all the missed chances at the plate, especially in the top half of that inning, kind of loom over everything that happened after?
It ended up costing us, and there was an opportunity to tack on, and we couldn't do that. And you saw those guys kind of been able to get hits with guys in scoring position to kind of scratch and claw back into the game and tack on, and we just couldn't do that.
Is that Muncie at bat against Hill kind of the one that you look at? If
Hill's tough. Hill's tough, but Max was trying to put the ball in play, and it just didn't work out.
Dave, how do you kind of summarize this season? Obviously, you guys have this great regular season, probably the best in franchise history, and then obviously it ends after 4 games in the postseason. How do you kind of summarize?
Hugely disappointing how it ended. I think that right now it just stings a lot more in the moment. I don't know how long it's going to take to sort of look back and appreciate what we did do, but you've got to give the Padres credit. They outplayed us a series, and you got to give them credit. And so I think that I don't want to take anything away from those guys, because they earned this series victory.
Dave, obviously people are going to talk about this layoff. They were playing, you weren't playing. Their bats were a bit hotter than yours. They weren't destroying you, but they were hotter. Is that something that needs to be looked at? Is that a factor in this, you feel?
I think that it's something that we could probably debate, but I think leading up to it, even right now, it's not something that we want to look at as an excuse. That's kind of the format the way it is, and you do the best you can in the regular season to put yourself in a position to get home field advantage, to get the bye in the wild card round, and it's up to us to kind of prepare ourselves the best way we can to get through a division series, and when we didn't.
And
I think our last question here. Go ahead, sir.
On the regular season, sort of a follow-up, some fans who get a bit emotional, some fans might say it was a wasted regular season. I'm sure you don't view it that way, but how do you respond to people who are going to say it was a wasted regular season?
Yeah, there's certainly fans that are going to think it was a wasted season. I don't think there's anybody in our clubhouse, in uniform or with the Dodgers that feels that way, but every person has their opinions, which they're entitled. Again, this hurts everyone, because we didn't accomplish our goal, and that's the bottom line. So, this one hurts.